Hello everybody, Duncan Shay here. Welcome to another episode of Don't Want to See Movie Reviews. Once again, how about we skip the prologue and get right on with the review? Released on October 7th, 1983, the movie is Never Cry Wolf. Film starts with scrolling text saying in recent years, the Arctic region has been the scene of biological catastrophe. Great caribou herds that only a few years ago numbered in the millions have all but vanished. A government agency orders a biological report be prepared that would scientifically justify extermination of the suspected culprit. A creature known from this story, myth, and legend as a ferocious killer, Canis lupus, the wolf, because of the extreme difficulties involved. No scientist had ever actually observed the wolves in the act of attacking and killing caribou. For some people to travel in the Arctic, track down a pack of wolves and observe this behavior in detail. A biologist named Tyler, played by Charles Martin Smith, is sent to the isolated Canadian Arctic wilderness by the government to find out why the place's caribou population has been going down, and he's taken there by a pilot named Rosie Little, played by the late Brian Dennehy.
With my eyes still shut, I realized that I was still alive. But this was only the beginning.
Suddenly, the engine sputters, so Rosie fixes it while they're still in the air.
Oh! Easy, easy, easy! Heck, the other way! Tyler, the other way! What? Tyler! Tyler, back! Tyler! Easy! Tyler! The other way! That's it! Good. That's it. You learn fast.
Once they arrive at the destination, Rosie leaves in the plane and Tyler is left in the middle of a sub-zero frozen Arctic lake and Tyler doesn't know what to do. He opens the crates containing his supplies and a lot of them are useless.
Лично в турнире советские атлеты завоевали 4 золотые медали. Позднее известия читали дикторы Фарли Мowat и Борис Федосеев.
Later, he's approached by a pack of wolves, so he hides under a boat, and it turns out that the wolves are actually snow dogs and a snow sled driver.
Hello? Excuse me. You sort of... Could you give me a hand with some of this equipment, I wonder? Yeah. I have a lot of equipment here. I really can't leave it. If you could...
Tyler goes after the driver but falls down. Then an elderly Inuit named Utek, played by a man named Zachary, whose last name I can't pronounce, finds him and takes him with him. That night, he introduces himself to Tyler.
Okay.
The next day, Tyler finds himself in a shelter, but Utek's gone.
Utek? Utek?
Later, while exploring, Tyler falls into the lake, but then manages to save himself by puncturing the ice with his gun. He then makes a fire to warm himself and then builds a tent. Later, he sees a white wolf and goes after it. He soon arrives at the wolf's den, camps near it, and the wolf approaches his tent. Tyler establishes boundaries with the wolf by marking his territory with urine. He names the wolf George and finds out that he has a mate whom he names Angeline, and they have 3 cubs.
As George has become a family of 5, the reason for his long staring match with me has lost its mystery.
Later, Tyler finds out that the wolves are feeding on mice. He finds a bunch of mice in his tent and eats some himself as an experiment. One day, he sees a brown wolf with the white ones and names it Uncle Albert. Utek soon returns and is joined by his adopted son Mike, played by Samson Jora, and they stay with him for a while. He tells them that he eats mice as an experiment.
See, the wolves are supposed to eat caribou. However, there are no caribou. Basically, what the wolves have been eating is mice. So I'm conducting an experiment to see whether a carnivore, a big animal, can live on nothing but mice. So I've been just eating mice, and I'm doing fine.
Taimago amak ko tau tu kai lin nia kai awin ngani nere hong mata tam na nere hok kayo awin ngani kai ai
Awin ngani.
What does he say?
he says good idea.
One night around a campfire, Utek tells Tyler about how a wolf became his helping spirit.
Kernak toalo. Kagnak toalo.
He went 30 days without food and without protection from the cold.
Amako. Ay mat
Then he saw the wolf.
takulaw pa. Umatikot
He felt the wolf bite into his heart.
kimat. Ipilaw pa.
When he woke up, he was all in one piece.
Later, Mike tells Tyler about hunting wolves and selling their pelts.
It's about $350. And I've got to feed my family, my children, buy a snowmobile, food, rifle, bullets, whatever.
You wouldn't, you wouldn't kill these wolves.
These ones, oh, no, I don't think so. Besides, you would get mad if I killed one of them. And your gun is bigger than mine.
Soon, Utek's family visits. Around a campfire, they listen to Mike telling the story about the caribou.
Unipkat yan nakutit. Unipkari wala ko.
He wants me to tell you a story of when there was nothing in the world except for a man and a woman. The woman came to a hole in the ice and she reached in and felt something, so she pulled it out. And it was a tuk-tuk, which is the caribou. And it was this animal that the Inuit needed for their food and clothing for many years. There were so many caribou that the people called them lice. But soon all the hunting killed off all the fat, healthy animals. And the only ones left over were the weak, sick ones. Soon they began to breed and multiply. And the herd got weak, sick,
katjaalaqpi.
Ingonilupto. So the people came back to the woman to ask her what to do. She went back to the hole in the ice because she needed a tool to cut the sickness out of the herd. And the amarok was born.
Amako.
The wolves hunted the caribou, and they killed off all the weak, sick ones. And the people had all the caribou that they needed.
Suddenly, the wolves howl in the distance. Mike tells Tyler that the caribou are coming from the north and hunting will start soon.
And the amarok will be there.
Later, Utek's family goes north and Mike goes south while Utek takes Tyler to the tundra and observes the wolves hunting caribou, which takes 3 days. Once they arrive, Tyler goes swimming in the river and then lies down naked. Suddenly, he's surrounded by a herd of caribou, which gets chased away by wolves, which Tyler follows. One caribou is attacked by the wolves and eaten. Afterwards, he checks out the remains and finds a disease in the bone marrow. Utek leaves and Tyler hears gunshots. It turns out to be Rosie and 2 friends, and Rosie tells Tyler that they called off the search for him.
How are you? You all right? You got all your pieces?
Right, yeah. You've changed.
I've changed.
What the hell have you been doing out here anyway?
Tyler, you wouldn't believe what's happened. It's fantastic. I hit the jackpot, Tyler. Had 2 new planes, a new hotel.
Have you seen an old Inuk?
Inuk. Eskimo. Drunk or sober?
Quite sober.
Join the party.
Rosie tells Tyler to come back to civilization, but he refuses because of the planes being loaded with wolf pelts.
Look, Tyler,
Maybe you can't see it. You've gone around the bend a little.
I know. I've seen it before. Come on, get in there. I know where your camp is, Tyler. I'll meet you there in a couple of days. We'll talk it over.
Tyler returns to the base where he goes into the wolf's den and finds the wolf cubs alone. He then gets the feeling that Rosie killed George and Angeline and then hears Rosie's plane overhead. The plane lands on the lake and Tyler shoots at it, forcing Rosie to fly away. Tyler returns to his camp and finds Mike.
What are you doing here?
I'm on my way north. The snow is coming.
Have you seen Utek?
No.
He just disappeared. We were out there and he...
Yeah, I know. The old ones seem to have a way of doing that. Just disappearing. Which is what I'm about to do.
He then asks Mike if he's seen George and Angie.
No, they must have gone north.
No. No, the puppies are still here. They wouldn't go off and leave the puppies.
Stop worrying about the pups and start worrying about yourself. This thing that's happening is too big for you. It's a question of how you survive it. Survival of the fittest.
Mike then leaves, and soon it snows, and Tyler plays the wolf call on his bassoon, which brings the other wolves of the pack in. Utek returns, and he and Tyler go off through the tundra and camp out. And that was Never Cry Wolf. What are my thoughts on it? It's pretty good. On a budget of $11 million, the movie made approximately $28 million at the box office and received critical acclaim. In the end, I give it a rating of 3.5 stars out of 5. Well, that's it for Never Cry Wolf. Be sure to join next week when I'll be reviewing Disney's second adaptation of the novel by Madeline L'Engle after the 2003 TV adaptation, which I've already reviewed. And if you enjoyed this video, then make sure to tell your friends about me, leave some questions in the comments below, subscribe, and hit that like button.